One mistake I see many job seekers do in interviews is play small. I'm Shelley Piedmont, a former recruiter turned career coach, and I want you to thrive and not just survive your job. As a former recruiter, I have interviewed thousands of people. And there's something that I saw that really ached my heart. And that was those job seekers who I knew probably could do a really good job, but they were playing small in the interview. So let me talk a little bit about what I mean by playing small. When you're in an interview, your job is to convince that interviewer, whether it's a recruiter, hiring manager, or anybody else in the process, that you are the right fit for that job. So to do that, you are going to have to talk about yourself. You're going to have to talk about your knowledge, your skills, your experience, and you need to connect the dots for that person and explain why you are the best person to do the role that they have open. So to do that, you have to talk about yourself, and you have to talk about all of the great things you have done. Otherwise, the interviewer is not going to know, and they're going to be left with questions. But many people, maybe because they're a little bit shy, or they have been taught to not talk about themselves, or they feel that talking about themselves is boasting. Whatever the reason, many people make themselves smaller in interviews. So I'll give you an example. Instead of talking about what you've done, all the results you have had, instead you talk about the team and the team's results. Now, it's good to be a team player. I don't think anyone would fault you for that. But they're not hiring the team. They are hiring you. Now, what you should do is talk about what you did for the success of the team. What were your contributions? What problems did you solve? Those are things you need to bring out when you're answering those questions so that the person interviewing you knows that's what you brought to the team. Okay? But many people don't do that. If you like this content, I always appreciate hitting that like button, subscribing, and share it with somebody who is playing small in their interviews. And another thing that people do to play small is to think, oh, what I did was no big deal. Anyone could do that. I don't know why I should be talking about that. I'm just doing my job. Wow, that can make sense, and you can feel like, well, that's what the job entailed. I just did what they asked me to. Not everyone can do the job like you do. There are many people who could have your same title and not do a good job in what they're doing. And your recruiter, your hiring manager wants to know what you did. So own it. Please own it. Talk about the things that you have done and those accomplishments. And you can put your own twist on it as to how you did that, because how you got those results will be different than somebody else. But here's the thing. It's a competitive job market. When you play small, somebody you're competing against is playing big. And that doesn't mean that they are boasting about what they did. They're just showing that they have confidence in what they can do and that they can articulate what they have done and put it in context for the job that they are seeking. And you're competing against that person. So when you play small, you're not going to win. I'm sorry. The person that can best explain how they do the work, what they do, and their results is going to get the job, even if on paper they're not the most qualified. Here's what you need to do. You need to own what you do. And think about it this way. When you do not own what you do, and you are not telling the story that is important for that interviewer, you are not giving them all the information they need to make the best decision. You're actually withholding information from them. They don't want that. They want to hire the best person. If that is you, they want to hire you, but they have to know the information from you. So do them a favor. Give them all the information so they can accurately assess you in comparison to the other candidates. You will do yourself a favor and be more competitive, and you'll do the interviewing team a favor, because then they can pick the person who is best qualified for the role. And that very well may be you.